Good evening, people. I thought I'd just come on, see if anyone needed entertaining or would like to entertain me. No rush. I'll mute for a moment while I vape. It takes a little bit of time for my channel to warm up, so you'll have to bear with us. I'm sure we'll have a conversation going soon. Didn't turn out to be a bad evening, really, did it? Where is everybody? Let's let all the night owls wake up. I was meant to come on at 8, but someone come on live at 8, so I postponed. What is it today? It's Monday, isn't it? Yeah. Monday, la 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 la, feels so good, la 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 la, Monday. Come on, people, chop chop. Hurry up and make your cup of tea and come on. Hi, Kluman, how you doing? Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good this evening. I'm having a beer tonight, so there might be fireworks, you never know. Hi, Marie, how you doing? Have we all put our gardens back in order? I had so much rubbish around my garden, all the cardboard that I'd collected to burn, but I haven't had an opportunity to burn the rubbish for quite a while, so it's ended up all over the garden. But I managed to pick most of it up today. I had a little tidy up out there. I'll have to mute when I vape because it drives me mad thinking that it drives you mad. Well, what's he done, Marie? Spill the beans. Come on. He come on Anne's tonight, Androgynous tonight. I don't think he stayed long because I pointed out that he was Bumblebee, but I think everyone knew anyway. I would have start calling him a girl because he calls me a man all the time. Come on, Marie, spill the beans. What's happened? Let's start the show off with a nice bit of light news. In your plant pots, Kluman. Unless they're the plants. Yeah, just leave it there. Some plant pots are a lot more valuable than others. Let's just leave it there. Oh God, I keep forgetting to mute. You just have to put up with it. I've just put a new coil in my vape, so I'm starting to get the flavour. Our river's come up really high today. I can actually see all my garden from my boat. Normally you can't see it because it's lower than the bank, but we're right up in the air today, so I can see everything. said he was going to email me on the live when I asked him to not say I'm in contact with him. Yeah. Well, Matt does forget a lot. He reckons he forgets that I'm a girl, but Matt's never known me as a guy. All the time I've known Matt, I've been a transgender woman. It's what other people have programmed his mind to say. That's Matt Taylor for you. He's never known me as a guy. But yet he constantly calls me a guy and keeps saying, oh, I forgot, I keep forgetting, I forgot. A little bit backwards, I would say. I tried to make peace with him, but I think I'm going down the roads where I just can't be bothered with a guy. Especially when I go in other channels and they're all saying how bad Matt is. I just like to try and give people a chance to build bridges, but yeah, you're right, he is a twant. Very good word you chose there. That's a lady's word. A twant. Are you the real Marie? Let's not go down that road again, are you? Oh, right. Well, that's not hard for them to change it as well, though, is it, Marie? Oh, I'm off again with my vape. Anyone like me to cover any subjects tonight? Matt, everything that everyone says about you has come out of your mouth. You said you're a rapist. You said you're a nasty person. You said you eat people. Now, when you talk like that, are we to assume everything you say is a lie, or are we to assume you say that everything is the truth? Behave yourself in here, or you should just be gone, because I've got no patience for you, Matt. Everything that comes out of your gob sounds like it's programmed into your head from other people, the wrong uns. You can be a nice guy, but you choose not to be. Yeah, that's what I tried to do, Cluman. See, there you go again. Now, is that the truth or is that a lie? I know it's extreme, but when you talk like that, Matt, how are people meant to take you serious? Stop being a big girl. You're welcome here if you will have laugh and jokes and stuff. Leave the past in the past. But I'm not willing to put up with any of your bullshit. You know what I mean? Me and you have been online and we've known each other for the last 5 years. So fucking grow up. That's all you got to do. Stop talking like other people are in your heads and saying the stuff for you. Anyone got any subjects they would like me to cover? Because I'm an expert on life. I think my trees will be coming down soon. I know I've been saying this for a long while, but the weather's not been right. The camp has not started. But now I've got most things in play. So as soon as the weather's right, the trees are coming down. That's Matt's choice, and that only Matt could put himself in a funny farm. It doesn't actually take long for people to start to like you, Matt, if you stop talking nonsense. we're all in the funny farm anyway, aren't we, Cluman, really, when you think about it? Just because we haven't got locked doors and bars and cages around us, it doesn't mean that we're not in a funny farm. The world is in a funny farm. Matt, at the end of the day, you're not in real life when you're on YouTube. So you either stand your ground and make people like you on YouTube, or you keep acting the fool that you act. I do quite like some of your lives. You're quite funny with some of the stuff you do. And do you know, do you know what? That's quite funny, Clem, when you say that, right? Because the people in the chat do make the show. And if you're going to be a host, hi, Julian. If you're going to be a host that's going to talk SRA and support Angela Power, Disney, and all shit people like that, you're not going to get good laughs and jokes. It's easy to turn this stuff around. I've been fighting on YouTube for 5 years. And I've had enough of it. I unsubscribe from all the weirdos. We're all weird in our own way, but some people are just nasty with it. If you don't like someone, just block them. And then it's done, isn't it? Don't keep going back for more. Some of us, I admit, it takes a while. But we can all get there. We can make YouTube a lovely place. But there's a few that just don't want it to be like that. Matt is a star. He could be. He wouldn't even have to work hard at it. It just has to get rid of all the negativity. I don't think I've watched Matt when he's pissed up. To be fair, I've watched him when he's had a little drink and stuff, but not when he's pissed up. Oh, you're on brandy, are you? How far down the bottle are you, or you just started? I'm on Budweiser's tonight because I've done a home shop and they didn't have my Heineken, so I got Budweiser. But Budweiser, to me, seems stronger than Heineken. Have you done any cooking lately, Matt? I think some of your cooking shows are funny. Not that I watch you all the time, because I unsubscribed because you made me angry. Oh, you've done a quarter of your. I can't drink spirits. I can't do it. The only drink that I actually drink is at Christmas is Baileys. I can't touch any of the other stuff. But other than that, I normally drink lager, and I do try to one night on, one night off if I can. Oh, did you? I fucking love curries. I used to make curries, but because I don't have my fridge on a lot, I don't buy chicken and stuff like that. Because whatever I buy, I have to cook straight away. I used to love making curries. Gin and tonic. Not that many people like gin, you know. Yeah, I don't mind chili con carne, but I prefer curries. What's your curries like though, Matt? Have you give it to other people and they've told you what it's like, or is it your own opinion on the curry? When I first made curries, right, I got the recipe from YouTube, and it's quite funny, really, because I overdone it with everything, and it was so hot that it hurt your mouth. It literally hurt your mouth, and then I calmed down a lot. But I do love a curry. Yeah, yeah, that is a shame, that Clement, because it can be really funny on YouTube. Oh, really? Yeah, I can't imagine people that don't like spicy stuff. That's a weird one for me. But the only thing I can relate that to is when I was a kid, I couldn't stand curries. I really couldn't stand them. But that's when you're a kid, isn't it? I suppose all your senses are a lot more delicate. So you still got your imaginary girlfriend then. That's funny, though. Imaginary girlfriend. So what do you do your girlfriend when you do a curry then? That must be quite awkward. It's like my wife. She never liked the only meat she ever liked was chicken, and I didn't eat other meats for years just because she only liked chicken. 15 years actually we was together, and all I had was chicken. But I don't mind chicken. I never went off of it. I keep forgetting to mute that I. You just have to put up with my vaping. You didn't say much on hands tonight, Matt, or was that a troll? God, it sounds awful that I'm going to put that down and pick my beer up. My beer's a bit quieter than my vape. Yeah, I love Chinese. That's one takeaway that I do get. Must cost you a fortune then when your girlfriend comes around and you have a curry and she has a Chinese. But I do like Chinese. That's the one takeaway that I don't mind getting at all. All the others I just try and avoid like the plague. I used to do a lot of takeaways when I was younger, but I just find them all rank these days. But Chinese, I don't think I could ever go off Chinese. Oh, do you? What, you make your own Chinese? Oh, that's cool. You make your own spring rolls and stuff like that. I like a bit of everything when I get a Chinese. I don't just like pick a couple of things. I like 4 or 5 different things. And what I don't eat, which is normally the case, I have the next day. Yeah, I find. Don't you find duck a bit oily though? Yeah, you should do, Matt. I might even come and watch see how you cook it. I'd be quite interested in cooking my own Chinese. The only Chinese that I've ever cooked is when I went to, I think it was Sainsbury's, and they done like you get these big bags with all different stuff in. I done that. That was quite nice. Hi, Angela. How you doing? Don't start, Angela. That is true, but you gotta dabble a little bit sometimes. Yeah, I don't get pork balls. You make them yourself as well. Bloody hell. Did you save any of your canopy, Angela? Because when I see that photo, that looks an absolute wreck. It looked like it's all gone. A couple of sticks left. Did you save the cover, or did that disappear and all? It looked like a right wreck, didn't it? Yeah, I was going to come on live. I was going to come on live at 8, Angela, but Anne come on, so I thought, I'm going to go and watch Anne. I didn't really want to clash with her show, so I just come on when she went off. It's a bit late as well, isn't it, really? Well, not late, but it's late to do a live. I don't know what chicken satay is, Matt. Definitely sounds Chinese, though. Peanut sauce. Yeah, I don't think I've had that chicken satay. I don't venture out too much because I know what I like when I get a Chinese, and it would disappoint me to get something I didn't like. Because they're not cheap anymore, Chinese, are they? You get a meal for one person out of a Chinese, that's 20 quid gone. £20. You can get a week shopping for that. I've got the engine running at the moment, so we're going to have a bit of time on here. I thought if I run the engine, I can do a wash, and then I can charge the laptop up while I'm using it. You can get that from Tesco's Express sushi. I don't mind sushi, but I don't think it's that great. And you've got to be careful with sushi as well because it's all raw, isn't it? No, I haven't, Julian. But to be fair, I've heard a lot of people say that squirrel tastes really nice. That's cruel, isn't it? There's not a lot of meat on it, but apparently squirrel tastes really nice and it's not that cheap from the butchers. Bit of inside information there for you. How smart are you? Try an absolute free IQ test. Oh, shut up. Are they just putting that up there because I've done an IQ test the other day, and then when I finished it, I thought I'd done quite well, and they even said how well I'd done, and then they asked me 15 quid for the results. I'm like, fuck off, and I deleted it. That was the IQ test to see if he was going to pay or not, I reckon. Angela, stop it. Do you know what? I ate half a bag of peanuts tonight. I'm just full of mould now. You're going to make me feel really rotten. And I had some Pringles. I haven't had any dinner today, so I just thought I'd have some peanuts and Pringles. Get my health level right up. No, you're right, Angela. Your beliefs are your beliefs. You're probably a lot healthier than us. Let's see if we can find a little quiz. I'm not going to spend too much time on looking for this quiz though, because some of them, well, they just all seem like the same old to me. Let's have a little look. Look at that. Put that on there. La-di-da-di-da. It seems like everyone's gone off of quizzes lately, doesn't it? It was like a fashion thing for like about 2 weeks, and then people realised how boring it was reading out quizzes. Let's have a little look. Let's go down a bit, see if we can find a different one. Let's have a look at this one. I've got a heavy chest tonight. I think it's all in peanuts I ate. No, we're not doing cars. Oh, that's good. Make an appointment and go to the dentist. There's nothing worse than toothache. Alright, let's have a little look at this. God, you know, it's really toasty on my boat tonight. Makes life so much difference when your boat's warm. If you forgive the pun. Right, name, jokes, funny pub quizzes. It's giving me like questions, but not the answers. Oh, let's try this one. Oh, come on, don't keep asking me questions. Just give me a quiz. Let's try that. Oh no, I think I've gone on the wrong one here. I don't want silly ones, I want funny ones. Oh God, why is it everything you go on, you got to deal with cookies? Exit. Right. Oh God, this is stupid. It's just going through a list of stuff. It just won't give me the questions. Mm-hmm. Which word do you always spell wrong? Which word do you always spell wrong? Well, if this goes bad, I might do capital cities, Julian. You've got a heavy chest as well. You've been eating peanuts. All of them. Well, the answer is the word wrong. That's terrible, isn't it? I can see where this is going. Let's see. Let's get another go at here. Right. Despite its name, what is actually Bombay duck? Despite its name, what is actually Bombay duck? I think we've had these ones before. Yeah, you're not wrong, Angela. I'm like that with that stuff. Despite its name, what is actually Bombay duck? Anyone know? Yeah, I've heard this one before. Cluman's on it already. Yeah, Angela's got it as well. It's a fish, a type of fish. What can you find in the middle of Chicago? Yeah, good idea, Marie. He's probably already looked it up. I can't remember who it is, but someone looks it up on Google. What can you find in the middle of Chicago? What do you mean I? It's the letter C. Is it? I'm gonna give it one more go, and if this is bad, we're gonna change it. When you drop a white hat in a black sea, what will it become? When you drop a white hat in the Black Sea, what will it become? Oh, is she? Hey, Angel is on it. Yeah, Marie and Cloman. That is correct. It becomes wet. What never goes up but only comes down? I'm going to find another one. I'm sorry, people. I can't put up with this nonsense they're giving me. Let's go back. Because I was onto something with a funny one. What's going on here? Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? Why does it give you the questions on some and no answers? Any questions, answers. Oh, what was we going to do? What was the other one? Who was it who said that? Your way. Yeah, it was Rain Angel. Who is it who said about it? Let's have a little look back. It was. Bloody hell, there's a lot of comments there. Julian, wasn't it? Capital cities, that was it. Let's see if we can get that going. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Do that. See what comes up. Here we go, let's try this one. Let's try this one. We'll get you all baffled. Oh god, the cookies. Go away, cookies. Mm-hmm. What is the capital city of Spain? Come on. What is the capital city of Spain? Even I know that one. And I don't know nothing. The comments, why is that not going up? Oh, here we go. Cluman's in there first. Anyone agree with that? Or have we got a difference of opinion? It's Madrid. Well done, Cluman. What country is Copenhagen the capital city of? Oh, cat, don't sit on my chair. I'll end up getting backache. I can't lean back now. She does it every time. As soon as I lean forward, she just jumps behind me. What country is Copenhagen the capital city of? Hi, Gary. Anyone else got any thoughts on that one? It's Denmark. Well done. Name the capital city of Croatia. God, I can't even say that. Name the capital city of Croatia. Are you alright there, Tom? Yeah. Good. Hello, Julian's back. Zagreb. Is that how you say it? Zagreb. Zagreb. Well done, Julian. Oh, Clubman got that as well. Zagreb. Well, I expected that anyway, really. If Clubman gets one wrong, that means we've got a troll in the room, a clone. Name the most northerly capital city in the world. Oh. Are you struggling with that one, Coleman? You're probably not. Name the most northerly capital city in the world. Oh yeah, yeah, that's it. High simple, was that Simple Truth, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not even going to say that, but yeah, you three got it right. Is that what is that? Reykjavik. It's in Iceland. I would like to have seen the Iceland bit on the end. Welcome to the show, Simple Truth. All right, okay, Cluman. Let's see if we can catch you out this time. What capital city is situated each side of the river Danube? Which capital city is situated each side of the river Danube? I've got a funny feeling Cluman knows this one. Yeah. I think to make this more fair, we should make Cluman do the quiz. It's Budapest, yeah. What is the largest capital city in Europe? What is the largest capital city in Europe? I think we've had this one before and we had an argument about it. I'm sure it was this one. What is oh no, it weren't. Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? What is the largest capital city in Europe? I'm sure it was this one. Oh, is geography your thing? Yeah, but so is everything else, Clem, and you got all the others right as well. Treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel, but love me. Ah, see, yeah, this is where we had a domestic before, wasn't it? It actually is Moscow. Ah, you've all put Berlin. It's got here Moscow. I'm sure that's the one we had a domestic on before. What is the capital city of Norway? What is the capital city of Norway? Tom, you're really annoying me because you're not even laying down behind me. You're just there, coming out the way. She's got about 8 beds in this bloody boat, and she decides to lay behind my back. Oh, what a surprise. Oslo. Yeah, you all got that correct. Give yourself a point. Which capital city is home to Buckingham Palace? Oh, God, that was stupid, that one, isn't it? Which capital city is home to Buckingham Palace? Oh, shut up, Cluman, you don't know. That is correct. It's London. Oh, Cluman's fell behind. He's got that one wrong. I've never heard of Dunno. Which capital city is home? Oh, I've done that one, haven't I? What country is Bern the capital city of? What country is Bern the capital city of? Don't know. Yeah, that is correct. It's Switzerland. How many capital cities are there in Europe? Oh, I can see this one causing an argument. How many capital cities are there in Europe? It's going to be a difference of opinion here, I reckon. If everyone gets this right, I'm going to call this quiz. It is 47. Hi, Chris. You kind of got that wrong a little bit, but you might know something we don't. But well done, everyone else. 47 it is. What is the capital city of China? I bet you don't know this one. What is the capital city of China? Come on, people. Get your answers together. Can't just be Julian that knows this answer. That's if it's the right answer. Yes, it's Beijing. I'm starting to smell a rat here. I'm sorry. What was the capital city of Japan before Tokyo? Oh, I've got you now, haven't I? I don't even know how to pronounce that. If you lot get this right, I'm starting to smell something's not right here. Yeah. Oh, I'm being mugged off here, aren't I? What island nation has the capital Mal? What? What island nation has the capital Mal? That don't even make sense, that really, does it? Come on, Chris, you're going to have to find the quiz that we're doing because it seems like everyone else has. What island nation has the capital Mal? Oh, what are you doing, Kluman? Are you trying to put us off your scent? It's not Hawaii. Hawaii? No, that's not Hawaii. Hawaii, is it? Hawaii. Hawaii. I don't know. It's actually the Maldives. Okay, I'll carry on because maybe you're not cheating. Oh, yeah, laugh, laugh. Right, the capital city of which country is known to be the coldest in the world? Oh, I didn't even know that. Like I knew everything else. How do you spell what? The capital city of which country is known to be the coldest in the world? No, that's not the answer piece. No, you got that wrong, Chris, actually. Any more suggestions? Yeah, it's Mongola. Well done, Gary. I don't know what that is. Ulan Bota. Extra point for that, because I'm sure that's correct. It's Mongola. If I am in Bangkok, what country am I in? If I am in Bangkok, what country am I in? Peace is convid. All right. I like your work, convid. Oh dear. Mm. Tom? Oh, you're talking about the cat. It's, what was it? Where was it? It's Thailand. Yeah, well done. Thailand. What is the capital city of India? I've got you there, haven't I? What is the capital city of India? That's a good guess, Kluman and Gary. New Delhi. Yeah, well done. The world's 16th biggest city is South Korea's capital. What is its name? The world's 16th biggest city is South Korea's capital. What is its name? Right, that's it. The quiz is over. I'm not doing no more because you're all making a mock of me. That is correct. The only one you got wrong, Cluman, that threw me off a bit was London. That's it. The quiz is over. That wasn't a quiz. That was a joke. Well, what should we talk about now? Anyone got any life affairs they would like me to cover? Because I'm an expert in most things, you know. I bet there's a lot of roof repairs out there. I could earn a fortune at the moment, couldn't I, if I decided to do roofing? But I just don't want to do that shit anymore. It's a shit game. Mind you, if I had a labourer, I'd probably enjoy it again because I always done my own labouring when I was roofing. And that's hard work. I should get myself a labourer and just start pointing and stuff. Pointing at what they got to do and just get the money. I could earn a lot of money if I really put my mind to it. I'm a good electrician and I'm a good roofer. And I'm looking for a job in security. Can you believe that? What is the date? It's the 21st. I'll start my course on the 28th. I've got a security course I start on the 28th. Anyone else thinking they're going into a new career? Do you want me to put a record on? Well, because it's just simple, isn't it? It's just, I'm just... See, I'm at a really awkward crossroads in my life. I don't want to do man stuff. I don't want to do anything that I've done in the past. I want to do just straightforward, go to work, simple, earn money, and then come home. Yeah, don't say that, Cluman, because I might fail it. If I fail it, I'll be a right fucking laughing stock on it, won't I? They'll be going like, how'd you get on, Paris? Oh, I failed. The only thing that I've got that is correct, that I haven't got a criminal record. But YouTube nearly got me a criminal record, and that really its own. I got to nearly 60 without a criminal record, and just conversing with the wrong type of person on here nearly got me a criminal record. But I got an NCA, which is very important. Yeah, a cleaning business is alright, but you can only charge £10 to £12 an hour on it, I think, unless you've actually got the company. Oh, it fell through, did it? What happened there? Do you know what I would actually like to do? I would like to just open up a vape shop. Oh, really? Oh, what is that with Russia? That's with Russia, isn't it? That's perfect. That's just what England and America wanted, isn't it? Fucking wankers, aren't they? I suppose that's going to cost us all money now and take our time up. This is the new COVID, people. This is the new COVID. I'll see the highlights to the Khan fight today. Yeah, tell me about the finance. Jesus. Yeah, it ain't cheap, is it? Getting things going, even just a cleaning business, it still takes a lot of money. That's why I'm in the situation I'm in. The finances is terrible, but they don't make it easy for you out there, and I just feel like it's just extra harder for me. I need to like kind of get a job like security, yeah. Like once you're in there, you're in there. But if I don't get that, I'm gonna have to try and get a job in a warehouse somewhere, so I'm out of the way, out of prying eyes that gulp at me all the time because of my situation. Oh, that's going to be awful, that isn't it? I'd love to know. I'd love to know the history roots of that, rather than what we hear on the media and what our government tell us, because they keep trying that, don't they? Russia with Ukraine. It was Ukraine they went for before, wasn't it? Maybe Ukraine's just being a bunch of arseholes. I don't know. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but you don't know the real truth, do you? You only know what you're being told, unless you're there. But if you talk to people on both sides, they're probably both right. But it's always the people that suffer. Oh, we're going to hear about this for months now. This is the new PPI, the new COVID. You think us people would wake up and just be sick of this shit, wouldn't you? And turn everything off and don't listen to it anymore. And then nothing would happen because they wouldn't have an audience. Once they get a captive audience and opinions, it just seems to get worse. Hi, Muscular Mouse. I might have put you on a naughty step. You're a bit late. What's the time anyway? I've got to think about. Oh shit! It's 10:30. I better turn my engine off. Oh god, what am I like? What are you lot like? Hang on a sec. Oh, it's lovely and toasty here now. I know I'll go on about it, but I'm not used to having a lovely toasty boat. I was surprised Reese didn't come on tonight. He was quite keen to come on, but he hasn't. But that's fine. I'm going to be about a long time. I should have bought a beer with me, shouldn't I? God, I wonder how much that's going to cost everybody, that war. Sorry about the vape, people. Sounds louder now the engine's gone off. But you still can't hear the engine when it's on, can you? That's weird, that, because it's quite loud in here. Oh, is he? It does get to him a bit sometimes, doesn't it? I only just started following Reese because he come on the other day. Let me just go and get a beer. I won't be a sec because they're very nearby. Yeah, he's kind of like a reporter, really, isn't he? I should imagine he would do quite well on YouTube with his reporting, but I wouldn't bother with all the waste of spaces on here. There's a lot of waste of spaces on YouTube. A lot of nasty people with a lot of mental issues and medications that they overdose on, I think. That's what it seems like. No, there's a lot of people that won't listen to reason or see that others are talking sense. Just want to constantly attack. Yeah, I'd love to open up a vape shop. See, really, if I slapped myself about a bit and I got myself organised, I could go around doing little electrical jobs. Yeah, but how did that end up, Chris? I don't like her. There's a smugness about her. I just don't like her at all. I thought she was all right at first, but by the end of the time that I had her on here, I found her very smug and sarcastic. But I'm finding Grobnob more and more vulgar the more I hear him. He's an absolute vulgar, dirty guy. And I understand why he imitates Jimmy Savile, because I watched an interview of Louis Theroux. He didn't interview Jimmy Savile, but he was being interviewed about when he interviewed Jimmy Savile, if you understand what I mean. And some of the traits, because Jimmy Savile, I mean, I know this sounds a bit weird to say. Jimmy Savile, I mean, I don't even have to say it, but the only way I can say it is how it comes out. Jimmy Savile wasn't as bad as a lot of people are saying he was on the media or on here. But what I mean by that is the BBC didn't know as much as everyone says that they knew. Jimmy Savile was quite a loner, and Jimmy Savile, a lot of these opportunities, we have to question the NHS, because the NHS were the ones that give Jimmy Savile the free rein. He used to stalk the corridors and chance his arm and see what he could get away with. And to me, that's what Grobnob is like. He chances his arm with the girls on here, and when they turn him down, he gets very nasty. And I find it really weird that Sharon Gow has got the gall to entertain him again. And it just proves to me she's all about content. I find it vulgar after what he's said and how he's attacked her, that she entertains him in any way. And she does entertain him. She was entertaining him tonight. The NHS are disgusting. We always think the NHS are great, but they are what give Jimmy Savile his opportunities. And yet we're all led to believe that it was the BBC that let him do what he done. A lot of what he done, the BBC didn't know about. A lot of what he done, what we saw on Jim Will Fix It and Top of the Pops and stuff like that, we saw what they saw. But when you look at the NHS and some of them nutty hospitals, they're the ones to blame that let him get away with what he got away with. And as far as I'm concerned, Grobnob is no better than him. And he wasn't a rich man. He liked to put himself out there as a rich man. He was no richer than the average successful businessman. And that is hard for me to say, because for years I thought that Jimmy Savile was a lot worse than we was led to believe. But I think the NHS have got a lot to answer for. Shame on them. So I don't think I think the BBC have took far too much slack for Jimmy Savile, and it should be the NHS that should take a lot of slack for what Jimmy Savile was, because he got away with a lot because of them. Yeah, he's a weird cunt, and yet he goes after everyone, and he gets people backing him. He's a vile, dirty-minded, dirty-fingered, vile man, and we need to save that dog before it comes to any sexual harm. I won't ever give up attacking Grobnob because he's vile. I know a few women that he's been nasty to, and he goes, I'm not a horrible man. He is, he's vile. And people need to wake up to that. Yeah. The NHS are vile. I mean, I'm not talking about the nurses and doctors. I'm talking about the main root of the NHS. The NHS has been fucked over by the people that run it. They rake in a lot of money. A lot of money. I mean, you imagine it, right? There are people out there that pay their national insurance all their life and never use the NHS. There might be few and far between now, but they didn't used to be. People used to pay it all their life and never go to the doctors or the hospital. Yeah. Hi, Helly. Anyway, how you doing? Yeah, I find Grobnob an absolute vile, scummy piece of shit on the internet, and he needs to be exposed a lot more than he is, because even the way he treats that dog is not right. No men talk to dogs like that. Guys ain't like that with dogs. Guys have a lot more discipline with dogs. It's the women that treat dogs like little puppies all the time. Not men, but he's really weird. And I'm concerned for that dog's safety, to be fair, because it's all right having an animal like that and talking all fluffy and all that on the internet. But when you've had that dog a year and you haven't trained it properly and it really starts to get on your nerves, that's what concerns me. I mean, he a few weeks ago he was talking about he goes out over the park of a night with the dog and all that, and then a week later someone was talking to him and it was half night and at night, and they goes, why don't you take your dog out? And he goes, oh, I wouldn't take it out this time of night. And it's like, how hypocritical is that? Yeah, a week earlier he goes out of a night with his dog over the park. Weird. Absolutely weird. And why you would sit in your house at 9:30 at night, stroking your dog, letting everyone on alive see you've got thick dirt under your fingernails. I mean, come on. No wonder he's on his own, and no wonder he bought himself a puppy to try and get himself a chick. But you can see him for what he is. He probably would have stood a bit more of a chance if he had got a smaller, cute puppy. But his dog looks a bit bandy to me. It looks more like Scooby-Doo. He only named it Fenwick because he obviously got that name from that dog who used to run around the park chasing all the deers. Do you remember Fenwick? Is it Fenwick? Fenton. The geezer was shouting it and it went global. He was saying on one of his lives the other day, the dog was chasing ducks in the lake, and someone said, "Your dog, yeah, so he's enjoying himself." That's not training the dog. One minute he's saying he's got a military book on training dogs because it's better than a police book, and yet he's letting his fucking dog attack ducks. Sick man. He thinks he'll win this battle, but he won't. He's a vulgar, perverted twat. He's supposed to be meeting Convid tomorrow, isn't he? 3 o'clock in a pub. We know he's not going to turn up. Lily, can you stop that, please? Thank you. So definitely something deranged about that guy. But to be fair with you, I think him and Sharon Gow are suited 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Ellie. I would never trust him around anything of mine. It's like he was going on about weeks ago. I bought this really expensive aftershave. I think I should treat myself. I got myself the proper brush so I can shave and everything. Oh, it's really expensive. Fucking hell, you should get yourself some nail equipment and clean your dirty nails out. Why would someone be sitting at home with dirt under their nails and getting Jimmy Savile spot on? I'm not having it. I'm not having it. At least I can slag that piece of shit off in here without a little group of people behind him going, I think Grobnob's all right. He's really funny, especially when he does Jimmy Savile. You won't be all saying that in a few months' time when you start realising what a rank piece of shit he is. His family don't even talk to him, but yet Sharon Gow entertains him all the time. Content. Poor me. He's told you to go and kill herself and everything. Oh, shut up, Julian. Is that true? Oh God, that's rank. What's he do? Get the dog to lick his ass. It's probably what he got the dog for. He deserves everything he gets because he sets himself up. He thinks he's a good troll, but to me, he's a menace. He's one of the menaces on YouTube that need to be got rid of. Yeah, he's very obsessive. I mean, my friend Nin, I mean, she's a lovely girl. Yeah, she's got issues, but he proper went for her. He proper went for her. But the only thing that went against him is she give him as good as he got. And he didn't fucking like that. Needs to get a fucking job. That's what he needs to do. Or even look for one. Yeah, he did. That's 100% Ellie. He did. He told her to kill herself. He said about the baby and everything is fucking vulgar. What he's been like. I mean, I don't like Sharon Gow because of the way she's treated me. Because I thought I was a really good mod in there. I was polite to her all the time. But every time I made a comment, nothing derogatory. It was comments to other people. We was having a chat. And it's fuck off, Paris. Just fuck off. And it's like, who the fuck are you to keep telling me to fuck off? It's content. People like me get people to tune in because a lot of people know me on YouTube because of what I went through with Andy Devine and all that scummy lot. I become quite well known. Even people I didn't even know go, "Oh, you're Paris. I remember you." Rah, rah, rah. I didn't even know them. What a lot of these people have got to remember as well is you can't call that mental card. That mental card don't make no fucking difference to your actions. It doesn't get you off of shit because you know exactly what you're doing. You go, "Oh, I've got this wrong with me. But you're very calculated in what you do and what you say to others, and you know what you're doing." I don't even know what that is, Julian. Or is that short for cunt? Yeah. I don't know how we got onto that dirty, scabby cunt. Anyway, it was probably me started that off. But yeah, I can't believe how dirty that guy's nails are, and he don't even hide the fact, does he? Doesn't even hide that fact. You expect that from a child when he comes in for his dinner and he's got dirt all under his nails. Not a grown man. He's a fucking dirty stalker. I hope he's listening. To be fair, in fact, I beg that he's watching. Because we've got 9 watching and not many doing the views. So I hope that he is here, the dirty, rank piece of shit, the woman stalker. Anyway, on a lighter note, would anyone else like to bring up a different subject apart from dirty old men with dirty fingernails and dirty personalities? Let's start up a GoFundMe for fucking Fenwick. Is that his name, Fenwick? The skinny little dog that eats fucking tuna. I can't believe that he actually thinks that people think he's doing that dog good by buying it tuna and all stuff like that. Mentally deranged. He won't have that doggy here, I guarantee it. He'll try his best to keep it just to prove us wrong, but he won't be able to handle that dog for a year. Oh, shut up. That's Julian, that's disgusting. Yeah, but normally when you've got toilets like that, you use a douche. I actually used to have to use a douche when I went diving on a boating holiday for a week. And when you use a douche, it's actually quite a clean way of wiping your bum. Excuse me. Oh, them nails are fucking rank, man. Absolute rank. Just like his mind and his impersonations. Nothing nice about him at all. I bet he hasn't opened his fucking his posh shaving equipment. Yeah, 100%. After what he done to my friend, I mean, I stuck up for Sharon. That's why I went on Sharon's because of Grobnob, and I saw what he done to her, and I saw what he done to my friend Nin, and that's just the little circles that I'm around. Gould knows what he's done to other women or been like. I mean, other people have mentioned it on here that he's attacked other women, but I don't know them. But I'm surprised he don't hang around the corridors of the NHS, to be fair. Vile person. Surprised he hasn't come in here and made a comment, the little pussy. I'd block him anyway. I don't want him in here, that dirty piece of shit. You have to have a certain amount of hygiene to come in here. Oh dear. Oh, never mind. God, it's really toasty in my butt. I might have to take my dressing gown off. I feel so posh that I've got heat on my boat. I went out in the garden tonight, done a little bit of work out there. Do you know what? I had this I ain't gonna say lock. I had this piece of tree trunk, right, that was up the river. It got caught behind some bushes, and I went and got it, and I pulled it onto my land, right. But it's like I've got a lower bit of land, and when the water rises, things float onto it. So I've got this tree trunk onto this bit of land, right, and it's been sitting there for weeks, right. And I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna make this out of it because it was oak, right, and it must have been the diameter. I reckon. Let me have a little think. I reckon the diameter must have been almost 3 foot round, right, and it was about 3 foot long. No, it was about 4 foot long and about 3 foot round, right? It took a lot of effort to get it out of the water, even though wood floats. I still had to bring it up onto the land a little bit. And then it was sitting on the land for ages when the river went down, right? And I think, well, I'm going to do this with that and that. I was going to chop it out and do some stuff with it, right? The river come up yesterday and took it off the land and it's back in the water. I'm fucking gutted. Yeah, you could use that as a mouthwash. Yeah, so what I had to do, I pushed it round the boat so it went down the river. I thought, fuck that, I ain't going through all that again. That's gone. That was a lovely, big, chunky bit of tree, that was. Gutted, but I thought, you know what, I'm not going through all that again. Goodbye. But that's the way life is. How long have I been on here? Oh, bloody hell, I've nearly been on here an hour and a half. I don't know where the time goes when I do a live. It's like I don't really do much or say much, but the time goes really quick. I'm going to put a record on. Should I put one of my records on that I put on the other day? Oh, God, I've got to move loads of stuff. Hang on a sec. It won't actually take me a minute. I'll just move some stuff. Oh, it's lovely and warm on here. I make it sound like I'm in like a 5-star hotel, don't I? Oh, it's lovely and warm in this hotel. I'm paying $3,000 a night. It's beautiful. God, I ain't got no room on here. Hang on, let me just move that. Let me move all that chemical stuff, flammable stuff. Put that over there. Right, there. Put that there. That over there. Get rid of that. I had a right go at Amazon today because they keep trying to make me pay for Prime, right? And for the last month, they've gone, oh, Paris, you've got Prime. We notice you haven't been watching films and this and that, right? And I haven't had a clue how to get in contact with them, right? But I had to wait at the gate for my home shop. I've got a home shop, right? And I waited there for 2 hours. 2 fucking hours for a delivery, right? I was quite fuming about that. That was with Asda. I might stop using Asda because of that, because it only takes me an hour to go shopping. So I've got in contact with Amazon, but it's only through text. But I'm just glad that I can communicate with them because it's not easy. It's easy to order stuff and things like that, but when you want to communicate with them, it's quite hard. So I've got through to them and it goes, how can we help you? And I said, shut my account down. And then they asked me something and I went, just shut my account down. And they went, can we ask the reason why? I said, because I haven't got Prime. I've never asked for Prime, and you're telling me that I owe you money for Prime. Shut my account down. And they kept asking me questions, right? And I just went, shut my account down. I'm sick of you. Just shut my account down. In the end, they just disappeared. I think they've shut it down, though. That's disgusting, though, isn't it, when you ain't got money? It's like a liberty, because I think that Amazon charge way too much to deliver stuff when you haven't got Prime Amazon. But I never want Prime Amazon because you're paying for it on top of buying stuff off of them. The fucking world's gone mad. It's like taxes. You pay taxes on everything. I honestly believe you should only pay tax once and that's it, job done. You either pay for tax on everything that you buy, or you just pay for it once out of your wages, and then you shouldn't have tax on anything else. And that's what Amazon feel like they're getting like to me. So I was quite angry. But I'm glad I had that little bit of time to waste. Does that come on? Oh, don't tell me the battery's flat. Fuck it. Alright, we'll forget that. I turned it off yesterday. The dirty bastards. Now, why's that happened? Have I done something? Oh, we're sorry about that, guys. You can't listen to that because the battery's flat on my record player. Oh, that's really annoying, that. I charged that up yesterday as well. The computer says no. Where's my cover? Oh, I'm really annoyed about that. See, I could plug it in, but then I've got to plug it in on the other side of the boat, and it all starts getting awkward. If I've leads across the boat and then the dog walks along, everything goes flying. Polocks. Alright, we'll forget that. Let me just try once more time. I can't believe that's gone flat. You dirty bastards. I'm gonna have to charge that up tomorrow when the sun's out. That's if it comes out. We're supposed to have rain tomorrow, aren't we? Let's get the records away from the heater. I don't need going all curly whirly. Right, has anyone got any more comments, or should we call it a night? What's the time anyway? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. What do you think? Should we call it a night or what? Because I've still got quite a bit of time on my laptop. It's not stuck, is it? Because that comment's been there for ages. I know what I can put on. If I can find it. Let me just have a little look. Do you know, I put a comment on here a couple of days ago about Den Tarragon. And I can't believe how many comments I got from it. He's a vile person as well, Den Tarragon. What a nasty person that is. He's been attacking me for like 5 years for different reasons. Vile person. No wonder he doesn't get many views. Oh, bloody hell, where's this video I'm going to play? Come on. No, it can't be on there. What about here? Try this one. We'll try it on there. Notifications. Here we go. Nope, it's not on there. Why is it I find this stuff easy when I'm offline, but as soon as I come online, we seem to have issues. Right, let's try that. Oh, that was, oh no, nearly. I'm going to start looking at this news about Ukraine and stuff. Oh, that's a bit annoying, that. I watched it earlier today as well. It just popped up. I thought it would have been there because I played it. I listen to Russell Brand a lot. I think he makes a lot of sense, you know. But he don't commit himself. It makes a lot of sense. Oh, that was close. Nearly got there. It's the same singer, but not the same song. Come on, before I change my mind. My patience is not that long. Okay. Doo-be-doo. No, I can't find it. That's fucking weird, that is. It's like at the top of the tree when I'm not looking for it, and then when I look for it, oh my god, pair of boobs now. No, it's not there. Oh well, that's a shame. You've missed that again. I don't know what other angle. Let's try my library. Is it in my library? Yeah. Fucking first thing that comes up is Sharon Gow. Is that all about? Don't follow her anymore. And yeah, it's popped up the first thing. I was watching this thing about deep sea divers and these guys that went down in this chamber because I think we found the seas around Norway more trouble than they was worth. So Norway claimed them and we just handed them over. And then Norway found oil there a few years later. And there's a lot of oil there. And they worked out how to get the oil, and they had these chambers, pressure chambers. You got in and you went down in the chamber. And you done your work and you come up and you decompressed and all that. And then when they come up, oh, that looks nasty. When they come up, they forgot to lock one of the doors because they come out of a little chamber and go into a decompressing chamber. And then when they opened the main door, the 4 people were in there were just splattered. Their blood boiled and their bodies splattered. And it happened in less than a second. So they never knew. They never knew what happened to them. They just become a bit of liquid. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, because I've done diving and I understand all that decompression stuff. And to go like over 100 meters and do that and come up and you're not equalized and then you just splattered everywhere. That's a horrible death, isn't it? But it's so instant that they never knew about it. But yeah. So be careful. Yeah, I can't find that song. I'm a bit annoyed, really. These things always come up when you're not looking for them. But anyway, anyone else got anything to say? I literally published an awesome video about Dentarrigan today. I thought it was very informative. I'll have to look for that. What, have you just come back, Matt? Oh, right. Oh, okay. We was talking about Grobnob and Jimmy Savile. We think they're the same person, Matt. You should go after them. Yeah, do you reckon? I've got a lot of power left, to be honest with you. And I don't want to use my time up because I only get 20 hours a month. Yeah, I used to think that, Cluman. I honestly used to think that a couple of years ago. Yeah. I mean, when you look at his thing and he's got like over 5 million followers, you know what I mean? That says it all. You're welcome, Matt. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I'll have to look at that, what analyst he's done then. I thought that one that Eric done on Den Tarragon was very revealing because I did hear that before. I saw that little bit of video where he kept saying that that Asian guy with smells of dead babies, and I was repulsed by it. I was like, how can someone even think stuff like that? And then in the same video, what Eric done, this old boy told him to fuck off and stop stalking him, and then Tarragon said, "Don't touch me!" And he's like, "He's the right little fucking weasel coward." He's the type of guy that just goes running to the police as soon as someone says boo, but yet he says the most vulgar things about people. I think people are really starting to realise what a vulgar piece of shit he is. Yeah, he's bad, isn't he? He's as far right as you can get. I mean, he's been attacking me ever since I was in Andy's group, and then even when I left Andy's group, he still attacked me because he become best friends with Kaylee, and he was threatening me and everything on WhatsApp. And yet he comes on and he goes, "I've always been fair to you, Paris," and then he keeps calling me a guy and stuff. He done that man in a dress dancing with my head on it. Every time I went on his life to slag him off, "Oh, is that hairs I could see up your nostrils?" He's an absolute vulgar man. Always used to hide, never showed his picture. He always had gloves on when he used the computer, like he was some sort of fucking assassin. He's a sick guy. And to leave your wife for someone that is unhinged, to be fair, says it all. I'm surprised his wife took him back. And now apparently he sits in his shed in a Superman suit. That's what I hear. I hope he's on here listening and all. He needs to have a really good think about what he is, that vulgar man. Oh, hi, Danny. Yeah, you can't get any far righter than him. Absolute vulgar piece of shit. That's why he don't get many views. I mean, he was crying last year or the year before. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, what have I done? Oh shit, what have I done? Oh, hang on, let's get rid of that. Are you still there? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, he was crying about. I'm really embarrassed. We've never hit 100,000 views. I don't think he's ever hit fucking 20, you silly bastard. It's really embarrassing. I've been on there a while. I'm thinking of calling it a day. And then that thing come up about his website. Why? Yeah, but he has shown his face apparently. Because I was talking to Anne about that, and what happened? He had one of the masks on, you know, like what you wear sometimes, Matt. He put his hand on top of his head, and it cut the mask out. Showed everyone who he was. I haven't seen the picture, but I mean, if you search for it, you could probably find it. But he's a creep anyway. I want to know what he looks like. He's supposed to be meeting Convict tomorrow, isn't he? For a pint at 3 o'clock. Can't see him turning up though. Yeah, people should put that picture out there a lot more. If you've seen it, put it out there. Let everyone else see it. Because a lot of people can't be asked to go searching for the stuff. I want us to set up a GoFundMe to save that dog. Because by the time he's finished with that dog, it will be untrainable. He can't even clean his own fingernails. How the fuck is he going to train a dog? But anyway, we spent far too much time talking about that dirty fucking Jimmy Savile grobby knobby. This flavour is quite nice. I've got in my vape. It's vanilla. Yeah. It's not fed properly either. He thinks he's feeding it really well, but he's not feeding it the right stuff. What do you want to talk about me for? What do you want to say about me then, Matt? What is there to know about me? What do you want to know about me anyway? Yeah, the dog needs to be taken off of him. That dog was only got to try and attract the chicks, but it's a long, skinny dog. Lovely girls are not going to go up to you and go, "Oh, no, lovely dog." My favourite film. Do you know what? When people ask me things like that, I find it really hard to answer. It's like when people say, "What's your favourite song?" Because there's so many out there. But I did like Armageddon. I did like the Titanic. I watched Narcos the other week, which was a series. I quite like that. There was another series I watched where this guy, I can't, do you know what? For the life of me, I can't remember what it was called, but he used to live in an old derelict place and he used to go out and assassinate certain people. I can't remember what it's called, but that was a really good series. My hobbies. I'm a fanatic about motorbikes. I've got a racing motorbike. I love my camper van. I can turn to quite a lot of things, to be honest with you. Matt's favourite hobby is stalking. Okay, we'll ignore that one, Chris. But my passion is bikes. I'm just in an unfortunate position where I just can't do what I want to do. I want to go. I want to go racing bikes. I've got a really good bike, but I can't get the fucking thing going at the moment. But I'm going to try my best this year. I booked a track day and everything for it last year, but I couldn't get going. And I thought, I'm not wasting money going now. I love my camper van. My camper van is one of my biggest hobbies at the moment. I'm doing a gas conversion on it. I've just got it going again, and I've just got to connect all the gas conversion up. That's a big project. But yeah, there's quite a lot of things I like doing. If I had my way, I would probably race bikes and smoke pot. That would be my life content. I would give up everything else. As long as I could go track racing in my camper with my bike on the back, that's all I would want out of life. Yeah, I'm quite good at that stuff. I mean, I'm not a scientist in engineering, but I've always messed about with engines all my life. And the gas conversion, I could have got it done, but I chose to spend more money on the gas conversion and put it on myself. And the best thing I like about that is I've learned about it and I understand it inside out. I know how the gas conversion works on a vehicle, whereas I didn't have a clue before. I just got to do the electrics on it, which I understand, and just connect a couple of pipes up really. Most of the big stuff's in place. I've just got to connect it, but I've got it running on petrol, even though I've put most of the gas conversion on now. I've bypassed a few things and got it up and running. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot more of that this year, Matt. I'm gonna be laying that racing bike down again this year. I'm gonna be taking the clutch out again, unsticking it all. I know why it sticks, because the oil's too thick. But when you've got a tuned racing engine, you have to use thicker oil. So it's a bit of a toss up, really. I mean, I've took the oil out and I've bought thinner oil, but it's still thick oil. But I will get there. Yeah, but it's just practice that makes perfect, Clement, to be honest with you. I mean, I was just an electrician and a roofer, and I've just got into stuff. But I always have done bikes, from the little bikes like changing the pistons, renewing the rings, to changing the gearing in the gearboxes, and it's just built up from there, really. And now we're talking super bikes. But I just want to get the fucker on the track. That would be my goal in life, is to get that bike on the track and to see actually how good I am. Because I know I'm good. I am good on bikes. I've raced bikes with people that have got much faster bikes than me, and I've still beat them. But if I don't get this bike going this year, I might even I might even sell it and get myself a fast road bike and race it on the track. But the bike I've got has got history, and I would love to parade it so that others can see the bike I've got. Because this bike I've got, I don't know whether it was in the 80s. It was, I mean, I've even got it in the magazine. It was thought of in a shed and put together on a bench by a team of mechanics. They was just ordinary people. And when this bike went on the track, it was Honda. Honda had the market. They was winning all the races, and these people come along with this bike, which is a Kawasaki 1000, and they fucking sweat the floor with Honda, and that was the history this bike had. But it got lost along the way in the shed. Then someone else found it and done it all up and used it again, and now I've ended up with it. Well, we're not there yet, Clement. When I go on Matt's, he just slips up, but on here, he obviously can think about what he's writing. I've had loads of accidents, Matt. I've broke my hip, I've broke my collarbone, I've done my fingers in, and they're all coming home to roost because I'm old. But normally they only play up in the winter. But yeah, I have come off my bike, but no, not on the track. I only ever come off once on the track, and that was because I missed a bend, and that was at St. and I went down a fast straight, and I was actually on a GSXi 1100, and it was a road bike, and it was a no, hang on. Yeah, it was a track day, and instead of taking the bend, I just stood the bike up and went straight across the grass. But as I got back onto the track, my back wheel just wasn't on the track enough, and it was on the grass. And as I opened it up, it just spun out and chucked me off. But that's the only accident I've ever had on a track. The other accidents I've had on the road, where people have pulled out on me, or I've done stupid moves, things like that. But yeah, I've had a few accidents on my bike, quite a few. That I've not always damaged myself when I've had accidents, but I've always seemed to smash my bikes up. The worst accident I had was when I was 17. I went night fishing. There was about 4 or 5 of us. Two of us had motorbikes. We went there with all our fishing gear, and it was at Pickett's Lock. And yeah, anyway, so I got up in the morning, me and a friend of mine, we got up in the morning. I goes, oh, I've got to go toilet. So we went to um Pickett's Lock, where the cinema was. It wasn't there at that time. This was before then, and they had toilets there. And then we obviously done our business. We went there to see if we could get coffee and stuff like that, which we couldn't. And we was coming back, and I had an RD 200 at the time, and I was 17. I shouldn't even been riding it, and my friend was on the back. And as we come up to the bend, I leant down to go around the bend, but my friend sat up on the bike. So as I was going round the bend, it wasn't going round the bend enough. So I was getting closer and closer to the curb. And then my front wheels hit the curb, and then it's catapulted me and my friend off. And I've hit this post. It was about 6x6, sitting up about 2 foot out the ground. It's to stop the cars parking on the grass. It's like because people would just pull up and they'd make all tracks on the grass, especially when it was wet and stuff. So I've hit this post, and my mates hit me on the back, and I've ripped this post out with my gut, and I got internal bleeding and cracked it, and I had to have a massive operation and everything. I was coughing up blood, and it was awful. And that was when I was 17, and that was on my dad's birthday as well. That was the worst accident I've ever had. But that was, yeah, I was in hospital for about a month. Yeah, I had this fucking big fat plastic bit of tube in my gut, and I think when I asked them why it was there, it was to hold parts of my organs apart while they was healing, so that they didn't stick together. Yeah, some people are fucking on crazy on bikes. I mean, I don't ride mad at all when I'm on the roads now, but I'm a psychopath when I get on the track, which is weird. But like when you look at manholes and grease and everything else that's on the road, and cars going the other way, and unpredictable traffic, you get to understand that racing on a track is a lot safer than riding on a road. Yeah, I nearly actually died, to be honest with you. It was touch and go. And do you know the worst thing about that, right? Because when I actually jumped on the back of my mate's motorbike at the time, and like when I lift my stomach up, it was just blue and just grazed, where my skin was just like ripped with the bit of wood. I've even got, even now, right? I've done that at 17, and even now I've got, you can see square mark on my body, my stomach. If you look, you can actually see the square mark where the post hit me. But I hid in the bushes, right, because the police come and stuff like that. Because I nearly hit someone that was on a push bike. So glad I didn't. And then the police were called. They turned up. I hid in the bushes, and then when they went, I got my friend to take me to the hospital. But I got on the back of his bike, and because we was along the River Lee, he wasn't parked on the road, so we're bumping up and down the land. And then as soon as he done that, I just had to fall off the bike because I was in so much pain, and I was puking up and everything. And then when the ambulance come and they actually got me to the hospital, the police were questioning me while I was puking up blood. And my brother-in-law come in, and he went fucking ballistic at him, and they nearly arrested him. I've done over 150, mind you. Yeah, I've done over 150 on the track and over 150 on the road. I've done over 150 on both. But when I was on the road, if I was doing 150, it'd be on an empty motorway. Whereas on the track, I'll be doing 150 racing other bikes. But this bike I've got is faster than that. This is why I can't wait to get it on the track, just to see what it can do. And how good I am, because I have actually properly raced on a track. I've done a lot of track days, but I've actually raced on a track. I've done 2 races at Mallory, but the bike I had wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. When I was actually doing racing properly, I was only on a 400. I spent 2 grand on the engine, having it souped up, and it was quick, but it wasn't. I mean, I've had road bikes that were faster, but when you've got bikes like that, you're competing against others that have got the same. And I started at 31st, and I got to 17, and that was in 2 races. So I knew I was quite good. And when I do my track days, I was beating all my friends. Not bragging, but I was literally beating my friends. I had a 400 tuned up, but they had R1s, R6s, Aprilas. They had proper bikes. Yeah. It's just what you get used to, isn't it? 150 is not that fast when you get used to it. I had an RG500 when I was about 19, and that done 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. And you're talking a lot of years ago. I've even got the pictures of it now. It had Kevin Swartz paint job on it. It was a fucking beautiful bike. And if I wish I'd have kept that bike, because do you know what? You can't even buy one of them, an RG500, a good one. You can't get one for less than 15 grand. They are proper sought after bikes, and they're 2-stroke. But the fastest bike I think I've had was a GXI 1100. It was like riding a fucking horse. It was huge, or shall I say an elephant. It was massive, but it was quick. About 15 miles an hour, Clement. Have you got a problem with that? It does about 15 miles an hour, but you're only allowed to do 7 on this river. So, it's double the speed it should be. Even 15 miles an hour on a fucking 66-foot narrowboat's quite quick. You couldn't take a turn at 15 miles an hour on this. You'd be in all sorts of trouble. You'd be going straight up the bank. You'd be going, what turning was you talking about, Paris? It would just go straight. This boat hasn't got what are them things in fucking modern boats have got now? Oh god, I can't remember. It's like propellers at the front of the boat. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think I don't know. Is it more knots to miles? I'm not sure. I know what knots is all about, though. It's like they used to work knots out with a bit of rope, didn't they? They had a certain amount of knots in a rope to a certain length, and then when they let the rope out in the sea as they're going along, they work out how many knots it takes as they let the rope out, and then how many knots they're going. But I'm not sure. I think miles an hour is faster than knots. I would say 7 miles an hour is probably 3 knots at a guess, but that's the type of thing it is. No, I don't say anything to do with boats, bowels and thrusters and stuff like that. Bow thrusters, that's it. They got it's like my friend's got one, and I was helping a mate of mine fit it, and all it is, it's like you've got at the point of the boat at the front, you've got 2 holes, one each side, and basically there's a tube welded between the 2 tubes so that it's watertight. But inside that tube, you've got a propeller. So when you're going round a corner, instead of using the rudder at the back to turn, you use the bow thrusters at the front to kick it round the corner. It's quite clever. That's what they have on big ships, bow thrusters. Yeah, but I know about port and all that because you say there's no port left in the cupboard, so the port is the left side. But I don't really use. I'm picking it up as I go along. It's like you've got the gunnels where you walk along the boat. I never knew about that. I found out about that. No, I don't say port and starboard. I live on the boat like it's a house. I don't use it like a boat. But I know I've got gunnels, and they're the things you walk on the outside to go down the side of the boat. My friend's got massive gunnels on her boat. They're about fucking 12 inches wide, whereas mine is like 4 inches wide and massive. But she's got a wide beam, and she's got a wheelhouse as well. Oh, is it? Oh, so yeah, so it's right then. 1 mile equals 0.87 knots. Yeah, I'm into my boat life, but I'm not into all the jargon that goes with it because I don't feel the need to use it. I pick it up as I go along, and some of it sticks in my head, but other than that, I don't make an effort. Yeah. No, it sounds like big arms, doesn't it? Gunnels. Or is that's guns, isn't it? Massive gunnels. Yeah, it's just the walkways down the side of the boat. I should imagine it's quite a good life if you keep going out on your boat. But I think this is the wrong country for narrow boats, to be honest with you, to actually fully enjoy it. Because I just imagine lovely sunny days, cruising down the river, pulling over when you fancy a cup of tea and a rest, and then cracking on. You do that, but when you've got the wind and the rain and the current and everything else here, it just takes out the romance of it all. And you've got a poo in a bucket. Why does that bloody IQ test keep coming up? Are they trying to wind me up? Go away. Don't know what you're talking about. I would rather sell my boat than my camper. Get loads of money in the bank, and I could just cruise the country till I die. I quite like England though. England's got a lot of amazing places that you can visit. I remember when I was a kid, we used to go on holiday with my granddad, and my granddad used to go all along the south coast. And I found it quite funny because when I become a diver, a scuba diver, I actually done a lot of diving along the south coast. Don't ask me to remember though. I know that I'd done a boat handling course in Poole, and we stayed there overnight. That was really good. That was because we learned about cardinal marks, and if we found the shipwreck, how to work out how to find it without having any navigation equipment, which was really interesting. I don't know. I really don't know, Matt. I mean, if I sell my boat, I'd have to have somewhere to live. I mean, if my son bought a house, because I get on quite well with my son and his wife and the kid, they would want me to move in with them, and then maybe I would think about selling the boat then. But whether I would sell the land or not, I don't know, because it's a nice place to come to, just in the camper, have a decent campfire, play silly games, go swimming in the river. You know what I mean? That sounds more appealing than just living here in the boat and putting up with all the cold weather in the winter and that. Be something nice to hand down to my family, I think. A nice bit of land out in the sticks. But if I travelled on my boat, I think I would prefer a smaller boat because of how bendy this fucking river is. It's so bendy, it's unreal. It's like if I drove up the road to the nearest marina, it would take me 10, 15 minutes the most. If I went there in my boat, it takes 4 hours. I only own 80 foot by 80 foot, but it's on the riverside, so I've got a permanent mooring that's mine. And outside my garden is a massive field and 5 fishing lakes, and it's a very exclusive fishing lake. That fishing lake over there, well, 5 fishing lakes, they've got fish in there that are worth 30 grand. That's how exclusive it is here. It's got its own. It's got its own. What is that guy called? He's not. He's a bailiff. He's got his own bailiff here, and he's got his own shotgun license. So no one will come on here and fuck about. You have to get through gates and everything anyway. It is nice here, but I think what spoils it is living here in the winter. You come in here in the summer, all the grass is cut beautiful and everything. It really looks nice here. But in the winter, we've got our muddy track we have to get up and down, and it's a struggle. It is a struggle. But I'd rather live here than live on the River Lee, because you've got walkways and stuff like that. And we had someone that moved down here who lived on the River Lee on the walkways and that, because you don't have to pay a mooring license, but you have to move every 2 weeks. I think you have to move up a couple of locks, and you still have to have a river license. So, but the trouble when you live on there, you've got people that use them paths to go to work. They've got bikes and stuff like that, and everything has to be padlocked down, because if it's not padlocked down, people will steal it. Whereas here, you don't get none of that at all. You don't padlock nothing down. I mean, I've left my keys in the car for the last 3 years, and I've never had any problems. Always leave my camper open. Never had any problems. I got my bike sitting in the garden. That's worth 10 grand. People could just walk away with that. It's got no registration or nothing, because it's a race bike. But you don't get none of that shit here. It's not thief proof, but the people are just different. There's a great place to walk your dog around here as well. Loads of walks, loads of fields everywhere. But everything sounds a lot more glamorous than it is. At the end of the day, I live on a boat and it's hard in the winter. And I poo in a bucket. Actually, I've got quite a posh toilet. My toilet cost £1,000, but realistically, you're still pooing in a bucket. It's an organic toilet. It doesn't flush and go out into the river. You still have to do your duties and it's dispose of it properly. Do you know what? I talked about this before. People were fascinated about the toilet situation, right? And I was explaining in detail the different types of toilet you have on boats. And for weeks, people were taking the piss. And I was like, I don't believe these people. One minute they find it a fascinating, interesting story. And then the next minute, they're on here taking the piss out of you. That's YouTube. Which is unfortunate, because I don't really discuss anything like that anymore. I'm always cautious about what I talk about on the internet now because of the piss takers. They just think they're funny. Simple truth. They just think they're fucking funny. It's like 1 minute they're your friend, and then the next minute they're your enemy, and they just want to attack you with every little thing that you've said and twist it. And you're just like, whatever. At least I'm not like Grobnob, sit there stroking my dog with dirty fingernails and telling everyone what nice stuff I've bought and don't use, obviously, because you wouldn't be that dirty otherwise. I've only got one account, which is Paris Barrington. That's my real name. That's my real picture. I am me. I'm not Jimmy Savile. How people like that can come on YouTube and take the piss out of people, it's beyond me. But anyway, what is it tomorrow? Tuesday, isn't it? What's the weather like tomorrow? Does anyone know what the weather's like tomorrow? Let me ask Siri. She's normally quite stupid, but she gets it a little bit right. What's the weather like tomorrow in Peterborough? Windy, chance of rain. Windy and chance of rain 20%. It's bullshit, isn't it? I just can't wait to get out in the garden. That's when I enjoy myself down there. When I can get out in the garden and I'm out there all day. Me and the dog doing our stuff. Yeah, it's windy tomorrow. 20% chance of rain. I just stuck in here when it's windy. I can't stand it. Still, the clocks go forward soon, don't they? About another 3 weeks or something. I'll start my course in a few days. What's the date today? The 21st. 7 days I start my course. So I'll be concentrating on that for the next 2 weeks. Well, when it starts on the computer. And then I'll go to a class for 4 days. What are you cooking at tomorrow, Matt? It's security. I'm doing a course on security. What are you cooking tomorrow? The only thing I like cooking these days is bread. I'm getting really good at cooking my bread. And I am quite pleased about that, because when you ain't got much and you cook a loaf of bread, does your imaginary girlfriend eat chili? I like chili. I like sweet and sour with pork. I've had it with chicken. I haven't had chili. I've had sweet and sour with pork, and I've had it with chicken, and I prefer it with pork. Weird that, isn't it? Even though I like chicken more. God, that burned my throat, that did. Oh dear. I think I'll put that down for a minute. I think I've OD'd on me vape. Oh God, I've got COVID. Everyone stay away. How fucking pathetic was that COVID? I might treat myself the weekend and make myself a curry. Because I like to make a lot of it and have it for a few days. Yeah, that is nice. I always used to cook for my wife. Do you know that? Because me and my wife never lived together. We used to stay together weekends. It was like having a girlfriend. It was like having a new girlfriend for about 10 years. And then the last 5 years was a bit wonky. It was all right, but it just like got repetitive. And I got a bit fed up with it, to be fair. It's like it was like one of them relationships where every time you saw them, you was running round for them, but it was always one way. And it started getting a bit repetitive. And because she had two dogs, it made it an issue because my dog always got put on the back burner. My dog wasn't allowed in the living room. We had gates everywhere, and it was always my dog that lost out because we had to look after her dogs. And that's what got me in the end. It just it becomes stale. But it wasn't that split us up. What split us up was my transition. It was a shock to both of us. But I'm not going into that anymore because I've talked about that a lot on here, and I've basically been slandered just for telling the truth. So you get hardened to what goes on YouTube. No, we're not. She walked out on me, and I'd never see her again. She didn't even hang around because I didn't know what was going on, and she didn't even hang around to wait to I saw the doctor because we had agreed that I would go and see the doctor, and like I say, we only ever stayed together the weekends in my house because we both had a house each, which cost a fortune because she was paying for hers, I was paying for mine because she was a teacher, and then she never come back. And then I never bothered chasing her. I just thought, well, if that's your attitude, you can just move on yourself then. It was sad because like we was together for 15 years and we did get on really well. But the way I look at it, if you compacted that 15 years into a lifetime of living with your girlfriend, it probably only amounted to 5, really, not even that. No, it won't. It won't, Matt. Oh, I said all what I said when I was in Andy Devine's group and I got slaughtered. When I was giving money out, I was a lovely girl, and then when I called Andy out, I was this guy, this cock in a frock, chick with a dick. I was a he, a him, a man. Never got addressed as Paris, whereas at the beginning it wasn't like that. So I see how people change, and I will never put myself through that again because people people like you and others, normal, if you want to call them normal, are ready to attack when you fall out with people. Yeah, I got slaughtered in there as well. But one thing I will say about that, Matt, is Wasp has come to me and apologised twice on his lives. But the thing that I won't forgive is the people that slaughtered me just because Wasp slaughtered me. And the only reason Wasp slaughtered me was because I attacked one of his friends. And his friend is not his friend anymore. So, as far as I'm concerned, I was right the avenue I was going down. But yet I got slaughtered for it. They're not talking now. Him and his friend that I attacked. And he attacked me because I attacked his friend. But all the little other cronies, little sheep, they're the ones I can't stand because they had no reason to fall out with me. I wasn't attacking them, and they was just following what the wasp said. And I don't forgive them. People like Seven, Square Seven, can't stand the creep. He's a little donkey, a little sheep, follows what others says, hasn't got his own mind. So even though I talked to the wasp because he has apologised, and I respect that, I will never talk to creeps like him again. And you was kind of like that, Matt, when I fell out with Andy Devine and called him all what I called him. But as far as I'm concerned, he's a scammer, and I'll always stand by that. I mean, look what he's doing now. He's a scammer. But some people choose not to believe that because it hurts when they're proven wrong. It hurts. Yeah, they're just sheep. They're not. They're bullies, but they're not real bullies because they wouldn't come and stand in your face and do stuff. Yeah, I know he's your mate, Matt. So why does he keep changing the name of his groups? Why does he shift around? Why can't we find all the evidence on Operation Bracelet, Matt? Eh? Why is there no evidence out there? I think he's a grass. He's a fucking grass. He's a knob. If you want him to be your friend, that's fine. He's certainly not mine. If he's not a scammer and he was a genuine guy, why don't he give my money back and let me just go away? Why don't he give me that back? Because he spent it. And is he still friends with John Wanower? Is John Wanower still the spokesman of the person? And what do you make of him bullying John Wanower? When John Wanower even said it on one of his lives that he was being bullied by Andy Devine. Yeah, but why would he want to grass you up, Matt? You haven't turned against him. And what would he grass you up about? Who would he grass you up to? He was a grass when he got caught with them drugs. That's when he turned into a grass. He just sits on the internet, getting everyone's information and passing it on. How do you know he didn't grass you up when porn was found on your laptop? I'm not saying that it was anything to do with you. You've already said you don't know how it got there. Whatever, that's your business. But how do you know that it wasn't him? You don't know. You will never know 100%. Why is John Patterson inside? Eh? Who was that other guy who died? Did he get any help? No, he didn't. They just talked about him like they was his hero. But you said it was Matt. You said it was found on your computer, Matt. It come out of your mouth. I only say things that have come out of your mouth, Matt. You said porn was found on my laptop and God knows how it got there. Those were your words. See, this is where it all goes wonky. We try to get on and then these ugly little things come up that should just be the past. Yeah, well, that's the way it is, isn't it? You never said that, Matt. See, that's a lie, Matt, because I heard them words come out of your mouth yourself. No, you said it, Matt. You said it. You said porn was found on your computer and God knows how it got there. You didn't say it was alleged. We'll just have to agree to differ because there's a lot of things I don't remember, but there's a lot of things when they're stuck in my head, they're stuck in my head and they're not lies. They're there because they come out of your mouth. But look, it's no point in us going down that road because whether it's true or not, I mean, obviously you're out. I don't believe it's true, but then words come out of your mouth. Whether you were set on that up or not, I don't know. But to me, The Operation Bracelet with Andy Devine smells of shit. Because you can't find no evidence of that at all. I think he's an informer. And I think he gives over a lot of information from a lot of people. And I think he's all part of the same little circle. The Angela Power Disneys and the Nicky Coopers, all the fucking lot of them. They all know each other. And they're all part of the same little fucking circle. Just leave it, Matt. There's just no point in going over old shit, is there? Look, Matt, you do know what a grass is, don't you? When someone has information about someone and they're a wrong un, that is not a grass. Okay? That is not a grass. That's doing your duty. You should know that, Matt, because of the trade you was in the past. You know that. A grass is you grassing your friend up because they've got a couple of fucking plants in their loft. That's a fucking grass. But if you know someone that's murdered someone down the road and you report them to police, that's not a grass. A lot of people just put a grass in the same segment, but it's not. It's your duty. But a lot of people choose to use that just to tarnish people. If I knew my next door neighbour was fiddling about with kids, I'd go straight to the police. Do you call that a grass? I don't think so. That's doing your duty and protecting that child. People just put it all in the same basket and call everyone a grass. It's like if 5 of you all had a grow room, you all know you're doing illegal, right? And one of you decides to go to the police and tell the police the other 4 are growing. That's a fucking grass. That's a nasty snitch. That's the difference. You can't say everyone's a grass when they do the right thing. But there's certain things that are grasses. I've been on here 2.5 hours. Do you know what? Whenever I look at someone that's done a live and they've done 2-3 hours, I don't even bother looking at their lives. And look at me. I'm on here for 2.5 hours. But I'm not going to lie. I sometimes go on my lives and I watch it all the way through because I laugh. I laugh at myself. I actually think I'm quite entertaining, even though at the time when I'm talking, I don't think I am. Bit weird. Yeah, so I think that Andy Devine is a grass, a super grass. I don't think Danny's a grass at all. Danny hands over information when he knows it's fact and it's wrong. When people are wrong uns. Danny's helped me out a couple of times. Thank you, Simple Truth. I'll go along with that. What is the date anyway? It's the 20. I keep saying that, don't I? The 22nd. So I've got till the 13th, 22nd, 8, 9, 18 days. So I've got 18 days and I've probably done about 3, about 10 hours, 9-10 hours, I reckon I've done. So I've got to pace myself a little bit. I hate it when I can't do a StreamYard and I have to wait a few days. Because I think I am entertaining, even though I talk rubbish a lot. But I would rather have a channel like this than go onto a channel that constantly calls the same person out that we all knows are wrong, and we come up with all these stories and these investigations. I find it tedious and fucking boring. I really do. I'd rather come on here when I've got nothing to do and have a chat with a few like-minded people. And we have a laugh as well. I've had a really good night with my dog tonight as well. She hasn't farted once. Normally when I go online, she just farts and stinks the boat out. Oh, it's lovely and warm on my boat. The trouble is, when I go to sleep, right, and it's warm on my boat, I wake up with a really dry throat. Yeah, if there is drama, it lasts a little while and then I'll kick people off. I don't like people being nasty to each other. I just time them out, and if they keep on, I just kick them off. It's not about trying to get both sides of the story and views of different people. It's about nasty people. I don't want them in here. We don't have to be nasty. Life's hard enough as it is. Educational, fucking hell, Cluman. You must be really backward. No, I didn't mean that. You seem to have the answers to all the quizzes. Educational. I suppose I do educate people in some things, but in little fields that I know. It's like I was watching YouTube the other day, right? And I was trying to get my head around my sticky clutch on my bike. And I thought, I'm going to watch some YouTube videos about people changing their clutches on their bikes. And I was like, do you know what? I should fucking make a video because these people are fucking thick as shit on here. That was really bad. I didn't really have a clue. And I thought if I well, I shouldn't really say that because it just sounds like I'm begging. But I was going to say, if I was monetized and I could actually make YouTube lives, because you have to go through live stream, don't you? I think that I could make some videos on motorbikes that people would benefit from. But because when I saw some of them videos, I was sitting there laughing. In fact, I was yawning. I was like, "Are you for real or what?" It's like this guy. He's got his motorbike, and they just put the oil in it, right? And he's working out the clutch retainer and all this and all that, right? And then his clutch got stuck, right? And then he's took it into his workshop, and he's looking at his bike, and he's just put oil in it, right? Brand new oil. But because he had a, a tray, an oil tray that was dirty, he couldn't be bothered to clean it. He drained the oil out into this container, but he goes, "Oh, because the container's not clean, I'm going to chuck the oil away and put some new oil in." Right. So straight away, that's cost him 20-30 quid. And he's took the casing off the side. He's right stupid the way this guy was doing this bike, right? He's took it off and he's talking about all these bits on it. He didn't have a clue what he was talking about. And then he's took all the springs out of the clutch and he's gone, I'm going to measure these springs. He goes, because I think they might be stronger than they're meant to be. So he's measured all the springs. He's looked up what the springs should be. And then he's gone, oh, well, they're fine. They're standard. They're all the same and they haven't got no wear on them. And then he's looked at the nuts and he goes, oh, some of these nuts have got a 4 on them and some of them have got a 7 on them, right? So he's looked at them, he's measured the thread on the nuts and then he's measured the length of the nuts and then he's looked in the book at the size the nuts are meant to be, or the bolts rather. And he's gone, oh, he goes, even though they've got different numbers on, they're all exactly the same. So he goes, well, that's not the problem. And then he's took all the clutch out and he's cleaned it all up and all that. And then he's put it all back together. But the way this guy had done this clutch on his bike was fucking awful. And then right at the end, he goes, right, he goes, I'm going to fill it up with oil. He goes, I've got this oil. He goes, it's thicker than the one I should use. And then straight away, I thought, you fucking idiot. You've done all that work and you've got a sticky clutch because you're not using the right oil. He's using oil that's much thicker than it was meant to be. And then he's going, oh, I don't really know what to say. He goes, I'm baffled. He goes, I'm going to chuck it out to use. He goes, what do you think the problem is? And I thought, shall I write something? And I thought, oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered. It's the oil was too thick. That's why his clutch was sticking together. Yeah, but it's like, I don't really know how to do it, to be honest with you, simple truth, because I think I've got to have 1,000 views to be able to record on YouTube for it to get the views. I don't know how it works. I don't think I can do it through StreamYard. You have to make a video and put it on YouTube. And then I think you have to pay for YouTube. And I'm not going down that road where I have to pay for this and pay for that and pay for that. To me, it's all bollocks. If I can do what I can do without spending loads of money on it, I won't spend money on it because I have to pay for the internet. I have to pay for the phone. Do you know what I mean? You have to pay for so many things. And the last thing I'm going to do is start paying for YouTube to do all this shit. I won't do it. But it would be nice because all the guy had to do was lean his bike over, take the side casing off. All the oil would have stayed in the engine. He could have done all his work, put it all back together, and then cracked on and not waste 20, 30 quid on oil. And the geezer still wasn't none the wiser. Whereas all he should have done, because it was a road bike, he should have just put standard oil in it and then he would have had no problems. But it was laughable. It was very laughable. And yet people go on there and they watch that. But it was just funny. He done all that work. He didn't get anywhere. And he goes, I'm going to chuck it out to use. But yet he was supposed to be there educating us. That's the funny part about it. And he wasted all that money. And he had the workshop, he had the motorbike bench and everything. I'd be doing it in a pallet on my garden with a bit of wood leaning the bike up so it didn't fall over. That's the trouble with me. I've missed too many opportunities. But to me, when you get to that level, you're a wally. Whereas I'm just out there in the dirt doing shit and showing you what's going on. Not looking like a faggot and then not having a clue at the end of it. Is that bad saying faggot? I don't know if that's a good or bad word anymore. I'm sure that's a sweet. Hope I haven't offended any faggots out there because I didn't mean that as a faggot. Faggots are good. What is a faggot anyway? I forgot. There's so many words chucked out there these days and name changing. I forgot what that is. It's a sweet, isn't it? No, I don't know. There's me trying to be an all intelligent. I don't even know what a faggot is now. If I'm mental, it's good to be mental. Are you allowed to say that, mental? I don't know. It sounds like an offensive word these days, mental, because you're probably offending half the nation now when you say that. Do you know what? It's quite funny, really, when you think about it, right? We get into all this YouTube shit, right? And we start getting serious, and then life gets really serious. But when you get out of all this shit, right, and you live your life, the world is your oyster. It really is. You can reach amazing heights if you want to. You can say this about the government and that and whatever, but if you want to be anything, you can be. But this internet, in my mind, seems to hold a lot of people back. I've seen people out there achieve amazing things without arms or without legs. And yet we come on here and we cry like little babies because we think we've got it so bad. But it's all in your own mind. You can be what you want to be. You've just got to put your mind to it and believe in yourself. Now, what do you lot think about that shit? Oh, God. Yeah. Can you post your thoughts on that, people? I read all the comments and I answer everybody. My email is gofuckyourself@.com. Do you know what? I might have another beer before I go to bed. Yeah, you're fucking right. Simply truth. We have imprisoned ourselves. We've imprisoned ourselves because we listen to the wrong type of people. But I mean, I'm nearly 60, and I'm going on a new direction in life. I mean, I don't know where this security stuff will take me. It might fall on the floor. I don't know, but I could quite easily fall into one of the trades I know very well, but I don't want to. It's not me anymore. I'll always help people if they need help. If you want me to fix your electric, I can fix your electric. I can do your electric so you never pay for electricity. But as for doing that stuff, it's like my brother. He's having a big extension built in his house, and he phoned me up the other day, and he goes, "Any chance you could come down and build my extension for me?" And I said, "Look, to be honest with you, brother, I'm not into it no more. It's not me. I can't ruin my dresses." Do you know what? My brother's had a really hard time getting over my transition because I was my brother's idol. I was my brother's action man. I I was the one that told my brother you need to get down the gym because I used to be a bodybuilder. I used to go training at least 4 times a week, and I could bench press 300 pound, and that I ain't even lying. I could bench press 300 pound. And my brother when he was growing up, and he had like I call it a pigeon chest. It was kind of like an inverted chest, and I said you got to get down the gym. And I used to take him down the gym. My fucking brother's massive now, like naturally massive, because I took him down the gym at the right time and got him into weightlifting and all that stuff. And he's a big lad now, and he looks after me, which is nice. But he had trouble with my transition. He was quite offish with me. The only people that was all right with my transition was my sisters. I had 3 sisters, and they was all right with my transition. But my brother, I've got 2 brothers. One was fine, and he wasn't the full ticket, but I loved him to bits. But the other one, he's like a proper businessman. But he had a really tough time with my transition, the same as my mum did. My mum still had a bit of a tough time, even 5 years later. But she accepts me. Yeah. Me and my mum have some good chats, really, to be honest with you. But she did have a tough time. But I do have a laugh with my brother. And he wanted me to build this big extension on his house, and I'm like, bruv, you know what I mean? Because I'd done the roof on his last house, and I was there 3 months, and I've done it all myself, labour and everything. Because that's how I used to work. It's just to work on my own and plod along, do my thing, do all the labouring, all the skillful stuff. Because I like things to be done how I want them to be done, because I'm specific in what I know that works and what don't work. And if I've got people around me doing stuff and it's not right, I don't want to be taking the blame for when their part of it breaks down. So I always used to do everything myself. I'm like that now. I mean, like these trees, I'll take them all down myself. Whereas my next door neighbour, she had tree surgeons in, and there was 5 of them. But I'll do all mine on my own. And that's how I am. And it'll get done, and it'll just cost me the petrol for the chainsaw. Just like my gas conversion. I'm glad I've done it because I understand it. And I know if I go out and that breaks down, I will know exactly what's gone wrong because I know exactly how it works. And that suits me. It's like I had a friend years ago. He fucked me over. I'd done the loft conversion for him and everything. Right, this was years ago. And he fucked me right over, the little cunt. And I used to go around his house, right, when his wife was out and put shelves up. And he used to make out he put them up. So she was impressed with it. So she'd go out, come home, and there'll be this nice level shelf put up. And she thought that he'd done it. But no. I used to do all his fucking DIY stuff. He was a fucking drug dealer. That's why I never knew how to do anything. He just ruined people's lives. I know a few people that died because of him. Living on, not living, taking sulf. Yeah, that he used to sell. I mean, I've never took that shit. The only time I ever took that was if I knew we was out going out nightclub in it, and we was drinking. Because back in the day, I couldn't drink to save my life. But if I had a little bit of sulf, I could drink all night. Did you? Well done. See, it can be done. It can be done when you put your mind to it. But it was so funny that when I used to do all my mate's DIY, and his wife used to think he'd done it. The only thing he wouldn't let me do is produce kids for him. That's the only thing he knew how to do. I got all the shit jobs. Fucking hell, when I think about that, that was at least 25, 30 years ago. It's fucking amazing how quick time goes, isn't it? Or not, where just how time goes by. You don't realise how long ago things were. Fucking 25, 30 years ago. I think that was the last time I had a friend. And he shit all over me. Not shit on me, but he pulled some strokes. and we didn't speak after that. I saved that guy thousands, hundreds of thousands. He had a poxy £60,000 house that I turned into £500,000 by the time it was done. I was the foreman, the electrician, the roofer, the brickies labourer, the plasterer's labourer. I was everything. And then he shit on me. And I'd known that guy since I was about, I think my mum and dad knew his mum and dad. And I think we went round there and he must have been, I reckon he was 3 or 4, because I used to hang around with his brother, which was a bit older, but I knew him when he was like 3 or 4. It just goes to show you what money does to people. Never forgive him for that. But I must admit that was one of the best, biggest projects I went on. I mean, I've been on much bigger projects, but they wasn't like my projects. I was just working on them projects. But that was probably the biggest project that I run on my own, with a few skilled workers that had to do as they're told. I think I should go off there, guys, because I've been on here almost 3 hours. Almost 3 hours. You must have to get up for work tomorrow, you lot. It's 20 past 12. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. Yeah, it'll probably be in a couple of nights. 2 or 3 nights' time I'll come on. What is it, Monday, isn't it? Is it Monday? It is Monday, isn't it? Yeah, I'll probably come on Wednesday or Thursday. Thanks for all coming on anyway. It was great. And you all won that quiz, by the way. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. And I hope you have a nice meal with your missus tomorrow. Or today, rather. We've passed 12 o'clock. So I'll bid you all a good night. And thanks for coming on and giving me your support. And we'll talk later. And I can't wait till we start doing the lives in the summer and we get the bikes out and the camper van, because there's still loads to do on that camper van. I've still got the brake issue on that camper van, so we need to deal with that. But yeah, it's been lovely having you all on, and I bid you all a good night. Thank you.